Hello everyone, myself Bismi Picharian, Assistant Professor at Suresh Gyan Vihar University. So today's our topic is LIMS, that means Laboratory Information Management System. So these all are the things coming under in the topic 5 of the computer application subject, and these all are the softwares we are using in the preclinical studies. Learning objectives of this topic is this lesson will help the students understand the LIMS, means Laboratory Information Management System. Outcomes: after this lesson, student will be able to describe all the things about the LIMS, means what is LIMS, which type of the software is this, how many type of the LIMS are there available. So these all the things the students will be able to describe after this lesson. So let's see what is LIMS. Okay, so LIMS Information Management System, or LIMS, represents an integral part of the data management system used in the preclinical development. So this LIMS we are using in the preclinical development means it represents all the data management system. Okay, it represents an integral part of the data management system that is used in the preclinical development. So the CDS we have already seen, that means the CDS is a software from with the help of that CDS we can collect the data of the chromatograph. Okay, and that CDS is connected with the chromatograph equipment. Okay, so this same way the LIMS is also the management system. Okay, LIS is the also management system, means it is an integral part of the data management system that is used in the preclinical development. LIMS are needed because CDS cannot provide enough data management. Okay, so this LIMS is compulsory in the preclinical development because the CDS, means the chromatographic data system, that cannot provide enough data management capability. Okay, so when we are comparing the LIMS and the CDS, the LIMS is better because CDS only provide the chromatograph data. Okay, only provide the chromatographic data because CDS stands for the chromatographic data system. Okay, or data analysis, while this LIMS provide all the chromatographic data as well as all other data that are available in that particular laboratory. Okay, so this LIMS are needed because CDS cannot provide enough data management capability. For example, CDS cannot handle data from non-chromatographic test. Okay, so the CDS only handle the chromatographic test. Okay, so the CDS only handle this because of this reason, this LIMS is more important than the CDS. Means in every department of this preclinical development, LIMS is must. Okay, and CDS is must in the chromatographic analysis only. So this laboratory information management system is the integral part of the data management system. Okay, this is the integral part of the data management system that we are using in the preclinical development. Okay, and the LIMS is more important or more better than the CDS. Okay, so this LIMS include all the information, all the data management system, all the equipments. Okay, all the this LIMS collect all the data from the equipment that are available in that particular lab. Okay, and but this CDS can't do all the things, means that CDS only do the chromatographic test. Another important use of LIMS is for sample management in the preclinical development. Okay, management of the sample is again we can done with the help of the LIMS in the preclinical development. Okay, so another important use of the LIMS is for the sample management in the preclinical development, more specifically in drug substance and the drug product stability studies. Okay, so we can do the stability studies Okay, we can do the stability study, means all the sample we can manage with the help of the LIMS. Okay, so for the stability study of the drug substance as well as drug product, we can manage all the samples through the LIMS. Okay, but this job we cannot do with the help of the CDS. Okay, so the stability of the drug substance and the drug product, we can all the sample managed by the LIMS. Okay, so LIMS is more important than the CDS. So stability studies are very labor intensive. Okay, so the stability studies are very labor intensive, and the results have an important impact on the regulatory filings. Okay, so the stability studies are very labor intensive, and the results have an important impact on the regulatory filings. So this is the main importance of the LIMS. Means the LIMS is we are using for the sample management. Okay, it's for the sample management in the preclinical development, and more specifically in drug substance as well as the drug product. And stability studies are very labor intensive, and the results have an important impact on the regulatory filings. LIMS are designed to automate a large part of these stability studies, including sample tracking, sample distribution, work assignment, result capturing, data processing, data review and approval, report generation, data archiving, retrieving, and the sharing. So, LIMS are designed to automate a large part of these stability studies. Okay, how this LIMS design means that the sample tracking is also with we can do with the help of the LIMS. Okay, and sample distribution also we can do with the LIMS. Work assignment, result capturing, data processing, data review and approval, report generation, data archiving, retrieving and sharing. Okay, we can retrieve the data, we can share the data, we can archive the data through the LIMS. Okay, so LIMS are designed to automate a large part of these stability studies, including sample tracking, sample distribution, work assignment, result capturing, data processing, data review and the approval, and report generation, and the data archiving, retrieving, as well as we can share all the data through this LIMS. So this is all about the LIMS. So LIMS is the laboratory information management system. Okay, laboratory information management system is LIMS. Okay, and this represents an integral part of the data management system. Okay, this represents integral part of the data management system used in the preclinical development. Okay, so when we are doing the preclinical development, this LIMS is very importantly used in that particular area. Okay, because this LIMS manage all the information. Okay, all the information in the preclinical development. And LIMS is more important than the CDS, because the CDS only provides the chromatographic data. Okay, that doesn't collect another data from the labs and all, but that only uh, collect the data from the chromatographic equipment. But the LIMS, what does LIMS do? LIMS can collect all the data. All the data means we can share the data, we can retrieve the data, we can process the data, we can track the sample. All the things we can do with the help of this LIMS. Okay, so LIMS are needed because CDS cannot provide enough data management capability. Okay, so this is the LIMS is the management of data or management of information system that we are using in the preclinical development. So in the preclinical development, we are using the computer based this system that is known as LIMS. Okay, this is the software we are using in the preclinical development for collecting all the data. Okay, so for with the help of this LIMS, we can share that collected data, we can retrieve that collected data. Okay, so we can do all the things with the help of this LIMS, and in every preclinical development, this LIMS is very widely used. And another important use of the LIMS is, okay, so first one is the LIMS collect all the data. Okay, all the data from the non-chromatographic system also. So that is the first important factor. And second important factor is the LIMS is for sample management in preclinical development. Okay, this LIMS is used for the sample management in the preclinical development for specifically in the the drug product stability studies. Okay, while we are doing the drug substance stability study as well as the drug product stability study, all the sample managed by the LIMS. Okay, all the samples managed by the LIMS while we are doing the stability studies in the preclinical development. Okay, so this is another important factor, important things that we can do with the help of the LIMS. Stability studies are very labor intensive. Okay, so this is very labor intensive, and the results have an important impact on the regulatory filings. Okay, and these LIMS are designed, okay, these LIMS are designed accordingly to automate a large part of these stability studies. Okay, so this LIMS designed as in the form of means it can collect the, it can do the sample tracking, it can do the sample distribution, it can assign the work, okay, capture the result. Data processing is also possible with the help of the LIMS. We can review, we can approve the data. Okay, we can generate the report from that LIMS. Okay, data archiving, retrieving, and sharing, these all the things we can do with the help of this LIMS. Okay, so this is a software we are using in the preclinical development. Okay, so next topic is, means this is coming under in the LIMS part itself. So next topic is LIMS hardware and the architecture. Okay, how this LIMS is designed. So this LIMS hardware and the architecture is our next topic. So commercial LIMS appeared on the market in early 1980s. Okay, commercial LIMS appeared on the market in the early 1980s. These operated on then state-of-the-art mini computers such as 16-bit Hewlett-Packard and 32-bit digital VAX systems. Okay, so this commercial LIMS appeared in the market in early 1980s. Okay, and these are operated on the state-of-the-art means mini computer. Okay, they are operated on the mini computers. Okay, such as the example of the mini computers are 16-bit Hewlett-Packard 1000 and 32-bit digital VAX system. So with the help of this mini computer, these commercial LIMS, they are operated. Okay, so the commercial LIMS appeared in the on the market in early 1980s. Okay, and these LIMS operated on the mini computers. And I have given some example of this mini computer: 16-bit Hewlett-Packard 1000 and the 32-bit digital VAX system. By the late 1980s, several DOS-based PC LIMS operating on the primitive PC network were available. So, by the late 1980s, before 1980s, the means early 1980s, we are using the LIMS in the mini computer. But in the late 1980s, there are several operating system based PC are available. From that, we can this LIMS are operated through that DOS based PC. Means DOS means the operating system. Okay, so PC available with operating system. Several operating system PCs are available for operating this LIMS. So in the early 1980s, this LIMS operated with the help of the mini computer. But by the late 1980s, several DOS based means operating system PC available for operating the LIMS on the primitive PC network were available. So there are lots of PCs are available for operating the LIMS. By the early 1990s, most LIMS started using commercial relational database technology. Okay, so by the early 1990s, most LIMS started using commercial relational database technology and client server systems which operated on Unix or the new Windows NT platform. So this is again operating system. Unix is the operating system and Windows NT platform is again the operating system. So by the early 1990s, okay, by the early 1990s, most of the LIMS started using the commercial relational database technology and client server system, which operated on Unix or the new Windows NT platform. Okay, so these LIMS is appeared in the on the market in the early 1980s. Okay, at that time, at the early 1980s, these LIMS are operated with the help of the mini computers. Okay, and by the late 1980s, there are lots of PCs are available with several operating system. Okay, and at that time, LIMS were operated through that PC, means DOS PC. Okay, and by the early 1990s, most of the LIMS started using the commercial relation database technology. Okay, commercial relational database technology and client server system. Okay, so these client server system that operated on Unix or the new Windows NT platform. It's Unix and the new Windows NT platform is again the operating system. The most advanced LIMS utilize server-based architecture to ensure system security and the control. Okay, so most advanced LIMS, what they are utilizing, they are utilizing the server-based architecture. Okay, they contain the server-based architecture to ensure the security and the control. Okay, to ensure the security and the control, advanced LIMS utilizes the server-based architecture. Okay, so architecture is in the modern LIMS or most in the most advanced LIMS, the architecture is server-based. Okay, server-based. Why this modern LIMS using this server-based architecture? To ensure system security and the system control. There are four main types of the architectural options when implementing the LIMS. Okay, when we are implement the LIMS, there are main four types of the architectures are there. So first one is LAN, that is local area network. Okay, the first is the LAN, that is local area network installation. Okay, so there are four types of the architectures are there, and that first one is LAN, that is local area network. Okay, so let's see what is local area network. So in a in a multiplicity situation. Okay, in a multiplicity situation, and through the standard client server setup, the application would be hosted separately on a server at each site connected to the PC client. Okay, so in a multiplicity situation, okay, if we are using the LIMS in the from the multiple computer or multiple PC through the standard client server setup. Okay, so that all multiple PC are connected with the client server setup. Okay, that are connected with the standard client server setup. The application would be hosted separately on a server. Okay, so what this do? The application would be hosted separately on a server at each site connected to the PC client. Okay, so what is LAN? Local area network. Okay, local area network. So in this multiplicity situation, that and through the standard client server setup, the application would be hosted. Okay, that LIMS that would be hosted separately on a server. Okay, the LIMS hosted on a server, so separately on a server at each site connected to PC clients. Okay, and in this setup, the LIMS are installed on both the client and the server. Okay, so in this LAN, local area network system, LIMS are installed. Okay, LIMS are installed both client and the server. Okay, so same LIMS are installed in the client system and same are installed in the server system. Okay, so system administration is required at each facility. Okay, so in this, system administration is required at each facility. So this LAN, okay, local area network. Okay, local area network. In this, the multiplicity situation is there in the local area network. Okay, through the standard, this we can do with through the standard client server setup. Okay, and the application would be hosted separately on a server at each site connected to the PC client. Okay, so The application or LIMS we can be hosted, okay, would be hosted separately on a server at each site connected to the PC client. In this setup, the LIMS are installed on both clients and the server. Okay, so LIMS we have to install in the client PC and as well as the server also. System administration is required at each facility. Okay, so in this system administration is required. So this is the LAN, means local area network installation. Second is WAN. Second is WAN, that is wide area network installation. Okay. Second is WAN installation, wide area network installation. In this setup, the LI must take advantage of telecommunication technology to cover a great distance. So WAN, wide area, means that cover wide area. Okay, means that is not local, that is wide area coverage. Okay, so in this wide area network installation, this LI must take advantage of telecommunication technology. Okay, because of the distance. Okay, to cover all the distance in this WAN system, the telecommunication technology we are using. So this is only the WAN is the WAN is the type of the architecture where we have to use the telecommunication technology to cover the great distance. The setup can also be used to connect disparate LANs together. Okay, so this WAN, okay, WAN wide area network is we can use to connect LAN together. Okay, so we can connect the LAN together with the help of the WAN. Means LAN is the local area network, WAN is the wide area network. Okay, with the telecommunication, with the help of the telecommunication system, we can connect all the LAN together. Okay, with the help of this WAN system. In this configuration, LIMS are installed on both the clients and the central server. Okay, so in this wide area network system, there is a central server. Okay, there is a central server. From that, okay, and all the clients are connected to the central server. Okay, so LIMS are installed in the client PC as well as the central server. Okay, so this is the in this WAN system, means wide area network system, there we can use the telecommunication technology to cover the great distance, as well as this WAN we can use to connect the LAN together. Okay, and in this configuration, means in this wide area networks installation, we have to install the LIMS on both sides, means on the client side as well as the central server. There is a one central server through which all the clients are connected. Okay, all the clients are connected to the central server. Okay, so central server is connected with all the clients, and the LIMS we have to install in both sides, means at the central server as well as the clients also. Next is the third type is called centrally hosted thin client installation. Okay, so first one was LAN, second was WAN, third is centrally hosted thin client installation. Okay, centrally hosted thin client installation. For this setup, system administration is managed at a corporate center. Okay, so for this system, for this setup, system administration is managed at a corporate center where the LIMS are hosted and distributed via a WAN. Okay, so for setting up this centrally hosted thin client installation. Okay, for when we are setting up this third architecture, means centrally hosted thin client installation, what we have to do, the system administration is managed at a corporate center. Okay, system administration is managed at corporate center where the LIMS are hosted. Okay, where the LIMS are hosted and distributed via WAN. Okay, means wide area network, or the internet with a virtual private network. VPN stands for the virtual private network. Okay, so we can distribute it. Okay, we can distribute it through via WAN, wide area network, or the VPN, that is virtual private network internet. Okay, So the last and the also the newest type. Okay, so these are the three type of the architecture. Fourth architecture's name is ASP, means application service provision provider. Okay, application service provision provider hosted installation. Fourth one is this. In this setup, the LIMS, okay, in this setup, LIMS are hosted on a centrally managed server form. Okay, so in this system, LIMS are hosted on a centrally managed server form and maintained by third-party specialties. Okay, specialist. Okay, so this in this last one means ASP. In this setup, the LIMS are hosted on a centrally managed server form. Okay, so in this also, these LIMS are hosted on a centrally managed server form, and that is maintained by the third-party specialist. User access the LIMS with any internet connected PC with a standard web browser. So user can access the LIMS with any internet connected PC with a standard web browser. So these are the four architecture of the LIMS. So first one is the LAN. Okay, so LAN stands for local area network. So there are four type of the architecture are there when implementing the LIMS. So first one is the LAN, that is local area network installation. In this LAN, there are multiple computers are there and standard client server setups, and the application would be hosted separately on a server. Okay, though this LIMS would be hosted separately on a server at each site connected to the PC clients. Okay, in this setup, LIMS are installed on both clients and the server, and system administration is required at each facility. And second one is WAN, means wide area network installation. In this setup, the LIMS take advantage of telecommunication technology to cover a great distance. Okay, so in this WAN system, WAN installation, telecommunication technology we are using, okay, to cover the great distance. The setup can also be used to connect disparate LANs together. Okay, LANs are separately means LANs are the local area network. So the LANs we can connect together with the help of this WAN system. Okay, in this WAN system, the LIMS are installed on both clients as well as the central server. The third type is called centrally hosted thin client installation. Okay, centrally hosted thin client installation is third architecture. For this setup, system administration is managed. Okay, system administration is managed at a corporate center where the LIMS are hosted and distributed via a WAN or the internet with a virtual private network. And the last one, the ASP. Okay, last one is the ASP, that in this ASP setup, the LIMS are hosted on a centrally managed server form. Okay, centrally managed server form. This LIMS are hosted, and that is maintained by the third party specialist. Okay, this fourth architecture, that is maintained by the third party specialist. Users access the LIMS with any, okay, so users can access the LIMS with any internet connected PC. Okay, and with a standard web browser. So this one is the newest one. ASP is the newest one, and user can access the LIMS with any PC that must be connected with the internet with a standard web browser. So these all are the architecture of the LIMS. So there are four types of the architectures are there. So these all are about that. Next topic is that different types of the LIMS. Okay, there are different types of the LIMS are available. So different types of the LIMS. The implementation of LIMS requires a significant amount of the investment in capital money as well as the manpower. So LIMS is very costly. So significant amount of the investment in capital money and the manpower required in this LIMS, because this is very costly. There are large numbers of established vendors that provide commercial LIMS with a similar range of core functionality. Okay, so there are a large number of established vendors are there. They provide the commercial LIMS with a similar range of the core functionality. Okay, but few of them are dedicated to the pharmaceutical industry because of the market size. So some vendors are dedicated only to the pharmaceutical industry, okay, because of the market size, but there are lots of vendors are there. They are providing the commercial LIMS, okay, but this LIMS requires a significant amount of the investment in the capital money as well as the manpower, because this is very costly. And there are lots of vendors are available. They are providing the commercial LIMS, okay, with all the functionality, but few of the vendors are dedicated to only the pharmaceutical company, for the pharmaceutical company, for the because of the market size. The following discussion is not intended to categorize different type of LIMS. Okay, so rather we briefly point out the most obvious characteristics of different LIMS. LIMS may possess a certain distinctive feature, but their core functionality may be very similar. Okay, so the functionality may be very similar, but the features may be vary. Okay, so let's see the types of the LIMS. So first one is customer tailored LIMS. Okay, customer tailored LIMS. Okay, so this customer tailored LIMS, the customer means the vendor and the customer, they will work together to achieve all the configuration the user wants. Okay, means there are lots of things the user or the customer wants from the particular commercial LIMS, and this is the duty of the vendor. They have to provide all the configuration according to the taste of the particular customer. Okay, so customer tail LIMS means this is we can also call this customized LIMS. Okay, we can also call the customized LIMS. An implementation of this type of LIMS, the customer purchases a generic product from the vendor. Okay, in this customer tailored LIMS, the customer purchases a generic product. Okay, the customer only purchases a generic product from the vendor. After purchasing the generic product from the vendor and the customer will work together. Okay, the vendor and the customer will work together for over a period of time to configure the software to adapt it to meet end user needs. Means what the customer wants. Okay, which configuration the customer wants, all that provided by the vendor itself. Because this after purchasing a generic product from the vendor and the customer, means vendor and the customer, they have to work together for over a period of time, okay, to achieve all the configuration that the user wants. This usually involves extensive programming. Okay, this usually involves means this customer tailored LIMS or usually involves extensive programming. Okay, which can be performed by the trained end user or dedicated supporting personnel on the customer side. Okay, so this customer tailored LIMS usually involve extensive programming. Okay, and which can be performed by the trained end user or dedicated supporting personnel on the customer side. So from the customer side, all the means who is going to use that particular LIMS, that person must be trained. Okay, only the trained person can use the LIMS. So this is the extensive programming which can be only performed by the trained end user or the dedicated supporting personnel on the customer side. Okay, without training this LIMS we can't operate. Okay, this is the main thing of this customer tailored LIMS. Okay, trained person is needed for handling all this LIMS. Programming support is usually needed for the entire life of the LIMS to accommodate changes in development project. Okay, so programming support in this customer tailored LIMS, then there is a need of programming support. Okay, programming support is usually needed for the entire life of the LIMS to accommodate changes in the development projects. Okay, as the projects changes, so the programming support also changes. So this programming support is usually needed for the entire life of the LIMS to accommodate changes in the development projects. The advantage is that the LIMS functions relatively closely to the business practices of the customer. Okay, so what is the advantage of this LIMS? LIMS functions relatively closely to the business practice of the customer, because the customer wants that particular configuration, okay, according to their business. So the advantage of a customer tailored LIMS is that the LIMS function relatively closely to that particular business practices of the customer, and the system can be tailored to fit the needs of the customer's development project. As the customers projects develop, we can tailor, we can add all the supporting system in that particular customer tailored LIMS. Okay, so the disadvantage is that it takes considerable resources to implement and maintain the LIMS. So the main disadvantage means this particular customer tailored LIMS needs the particular means considerable resources, means the vendor or the trained person required for maintaining or for implementation of this LIMS. This is the main disadvantage of this LIMS. Otherwise, this is very good because this is according to the taste of the customer side. Okay, so this customer tailored LIMS is the customer only purchase the generic product. Okay, the customer purchase the generic product from the vendor. After that, vendor and the customer, they will work together to get all the configuration the customer wants. Okay, and this LIMS means this customer tailored LIMS functions relatively closely to the business practices of the particular customer, because that is the customer configured all the data system according to their business. Okay, so this is the choice of the customer. Okay, and the system can be tailored to fit the needs of the customer's development project. And the main disadvantage is that it takes considerable resources to implement and maintain the LIMS. Second one is pre-configured LIMS. Okay, so in this pre-configured LIMS, there are already some configurations are there. Okay, the LIMS we purchase that LIMS with this pre-configured LIMS. Okay, so this LIMS does not require extensive customer programming. So in this pre-configured LIMS, this doesn't require extensive customer programming. To meet specific need of end users, the vendor provide a comprehensive suite of configuration tools. Okay, so to meet specific needs of end users, the vendors provide a comprehensive suite of configuration tools. These tools allow end users to add new screens, menus, functions, and reports in a rapid and intuitive manner. So in this pre-configured LIMS, there is no need of the extensive customer programming. And to meet specific need of the end users, the vendor, they are providing the LIMS with some configuration tools. And with the help of that configuration tools, the customer, they can add the new screens, they can add the menus, they can add the functions, they can report in a rapid and intuitive manner. So this is the pre-configured LIMS. The tools, okay, the configuration tools that are provided by the vendors, okay, that allow the LIMS to be more easily integrated with other business applications such as document processing, spreadsheet, and the manufacturing system. Okay, so the configuration tool that is provided by the vendor that allow the LIMS to be more easily integrated with other business applications such as document processing, spreadsheets, and manufacturing system. Okay, so this is the pre-configured LIMS, means all the configurations are present in particular LIMS, and if the user wants to extend their configuration, so for that purpose, the vendor provide a configuration tool. With the help of that tool, the user can add screen, menus, and function on that LIMS. Next is specialized LIMS. Okay, specialized LIMS. This type of the LIMS is based on the fact that certain laboratories have a range of well-defined processes. Means where the stability testing is done in the particular laboratory that use this specialized LIMS. Okay, where the stability testing is done in the particular laboratory, that laboratory use this specialized LIMS that performed according to the specific set of the regulations and by using well established tests. Okay, so specialized LIMS, this type of the LIMS is based on the fact that certain laboratories have a range of well defined processes. Okay, example, stability testing that are performed according to a specific set of the regulations and by using well established tests. The tests are done according to industry-wide accepted protocols. Okay, so the tests are done according to the industry-wide accepted protocols. So protocol means there are some rules that are accepted by the industry, and all the tests they are doing according to that particular rule. Specialized LIMS are tailor-made for certain type of the laboratories. Okay, so specialized LIMS are tailor-made for certain type of the laboratory, because all the stability testing, okay, where this stability testing is done in the laboratory, that only the laboratory they are using the specialized LIMS, and this is tailor made for certain types of the laboratories. Therefore the performance can be optimized for clearly defined work process. Okay, in this the performance can be optimized for clearly defined work process. Okay, so this is the specialized LIMS. So specialized LIMS, they are working, they are used by the laboratory where the stability testing are done. Okay, so this is the specialized LIMS. Next one is LMS as a rental service. Okay, LMS as a rental service. The application service provision provider is that is ASP. Okay, application service provision provider is a mean of obtaining access to software application without the need to acquire expensive license and hardware or the employee high cost support resources. Okay, so what is the ASP? ASP is the last fourth one architecture, that is application service provision provider, that it is a mean of obtaining access to the software application without the need to acquire expensive license, hardware or employee high cost support system. The application is hosted on a third party site. Okay, this application means tailored LIMS as a rental service. This application is hosted on a third party site with system maintenance, backup and the recovery provided by a third party. The product and services can be rented for a contract period. Okay, so the product or the services, they can be rented for a contract period on a fixed cost per user or per month basis. So what is this? This application is hosted on a third party site with system maintenance, backup and the recovery provided by the third party itself. And product and the services can be rented for a contract period. Okay, product and services can be rented for a contract period on a fixed cost per user or per month basis. The advantages of obtaining LIMS in this fashion include reduced cost in initial investment. Okay, so what is the use of rented LIMS is they with the help of this rented LIMS, we can reduce the cost in the initial investment and reduce the requirement of resources for maintaining the LMS. Okay, so this LIMS is as a rented LIMS, so there is no need of the maintaining of the particular maintaining of the LIM, because third party do that all the maintaining and all. So this rented LIMS, this reduce the cost in the initial investment as well as reduce the requirement of resources for the maintaining the LIMS. Sorry, the continued security and the integrity of the data transferred over the internet is a major concern for this type of the LIM. So main risk is there, because this is through the network, means through this internet also, because third party is involving in the rented LIMS. So main concern is about the security and the integrity. Okay, only for the security and the integrity is the main concern of this rented LIMS. So these all are the 4 types of the LIMS. Means first one, customer tailored LIMS. Second is specialized LIMS. Third is pre-configured LIMS. Fourth one is rented LIMS. So these all are about the LIMS. We will discuss more about this LIMS in our next class. So let's see the some MCQs regarding this topic. Full form of LIMS. So full form of LIMS is Laboratory Information Management System. How many types of the architectural options when implementing the LIMS is there? So there are 4 types of the architectural options are available. Telecommunication technology is needed in WAN. Okay, wide area network. So correct answer is A. How many types of the LIMS are there? So there are 4 types of the LIMS are there. Customer tailored LIMS, pre-configured LIMS, specialized LIMS, and the rented LIMS. The vendor and the customer will work together over a period of time to configure the software to adapt it to meet end user needs. So in which LIMS this vendor and the customer will work together. So for a customer tailored LIMS, the vendor and the customer, they have to work together. So correct answer is A. So this is the reference, and these all are about the LIMS. Okay, so Laboratory Information Management System. I hope everybody understood it very well. So thank you.